everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your friendly neighborhood naturopath, welcoming you to another live edition. Today is the 13th day of June, Thursday the 13th. My, oh my, how time flies, 2013. We were anticipating Sherry Tenpenny to be a guest in the first hour this morning. However, 1 hour ago, I got a phone call from her. She had an emergency with a patient, cancer patient, that needed to be taken care of in the same time segment. So she will not be with us today, but we are hoping that we'll do it tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat station. So look for Dr. Sherry Tenpenny tomorrow at 3 o'clock Central Time, live right here on Fire Your MD Now. Now, if you like health information, and by the way, this is the way that the cookie crumbles with doctors who are in an active private practice. Patients trump propaganda, right? Patients trump showing up in the public forum and speaking your mind. That's just the way that we're wired. I have a lot of respect for Dr. Tenpenny. You know, that's just the way that the cookie crumbles. Looking very forward to talking to her tomorrow or whenever her schedule frees up, and I am 90% sure it's going to be tomorrow, Friday the 14th, right here at 3 o'clock Central on Fire Your MD Now. Tonight, having a free webinar. Tonight's webinar, it's free. It's on skin health, modern medical myths concerning solar radiation, ultraviolet exposure, sunscreen, methylparabens, eczema, psoriasis, shark bites, whatever floats your boat. We're going to be talking about it tonight on the live webinar, which starts at 8 o'clock Central Time. It's free. To get information about how to log on to the live webinar, please visit the website fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com. Sign up for my free newsletter, and as soon as you click the submit button, you will be given information about how to access tonight's free webinar. We're expecting over 100 people, maybe upwards of 200 actually tonight, all about skin, learning to love the skin that you are in. It's tonight live, 8 o'clock. It's free, Central Time. Check it out at fireyourmdnow.com. Sign up for the free monthly newsletter that I offer, and the rest is going to be history. Life is good, Robin Hood. Looks like the phones are hot right now, so we're going to kick it off by taking some phone calls right off the bat today. Going to go to Virginia first and talk to Cleveland, or maybe we're going to go to Cleveland and talk to Virginia. I don't know. I think it's Cleveland we're talking to. Hey, Cleveland, thanks for calling you.
Hey, Dr. Glidden, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, Cleveland. Speak up. It sounds like you're a million miles away, man.
Okay, how you doing, Dr. Glidden?
I'm doing pretty good, Cleveland. You got to put the receiver closer to your mouth, though. I can hardly hear you, man.
Okay, well, I got a young lady, a friend of mine. She's a rep, and her name is Evelyn. She's a diabetic, so she really the one want to talk to you, so I'm going to let her talk to you.
All right, thanks for calling, Cleveland. Hello, Evelyn. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How can I help?
I started taking the products. Well, I'm diabetic, and the doctor said I have neuropathy. But and my legs and feet swell, but I don't have any pain. And I started taking the products, and they stopped swelling for a while. Then they started back again, and but I started feeling sick to the stomach, and I can't figure out what that is.
Okay, so in addition to eliminating, to taking the nutritional supplements, well, first of all, how much do you weigh? What's your current body weight?
170.
170. And what were you taking every month?
My regular medicine?
No, the longevity stuff. Yeah, longevity.
I take 3 tablespoons of the, I keep forgetting the name of it.
The Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the red powder?
Yeah. And 1 3/4 tablespoon of the Is it
White
EFA?
liquid calcium?
Yes.
Yep. And how many EFAs do you take? The little yellow squishy tablets.
I take one twice a day.
Okay. And what about the sweeties? The sweeties, little sweeties tablets. How many of those do you take?
Twice a day.
How many?
2 a day.
2 a day, or,
Yes.
or 2 twice a day?
1 twice a day.
Okay. So there's 2 things that we need to do here in order to optimize the effectiveness of medical nutrition. We have to take enough, and you have to be absorbing what you're taking. You know, if you went to a doctor, a regular knucklehead medical doctor, and you had a sinus infection, and they told you that you needed 30 milligrams of an antibiotic once a day, well, if you only took 10 milligrams of that antibiotic, it wouldn't work. Not because antibiotics don't work, but because you just didn't take enough. Well, it's no different with medical nutrition. In a perfect world, you would be taking 4 tablets, 4 capsules of the sweeties twice a day. You're taking 2 a day. I want you to take 8 a day. In my perfect world, you'd be taking 8 a day of the sweeties, all right?
Okay.
That's the problem. You need to take more sweeties. You need to take 4 capsules twice a day of the sweeties. Everything else I'm okay with, except EFAs. Those little fish oil capsules, I want you to take 3 a day instead of 2 a day.
Okay.
I want you to take 3 a day of the EFA Plus, and I want you to take 8 a day of the sweeties. Now, in addition to that, you need to stop eating 10 foods. There are 10 foods that you need to stop eating. Cleveland knows what that list is. So
he
get
gave me the list.
All right, so you need to stop eating those foods. No complaining. Just stop eating them.
Okay.
And when you eliminate those foods from your diet and take 8 sweeties a day, within 4 weeks, the blood sugars should turn around in remarkable fashion. But that's the secret solution to your problem here. Just take a little more sweeties and clean up your diet 100%, and then life is going to start to be great. Thanks so much for the phone call. Now go out there and get them. You can make a difference in your life. We're going to stay in Virginia. How about that? 2 callers from Virginia back to back. Arnold is next. Hey, Arnold, thanks for calling. You are live.
Yeah, this is Arnold.
What's going on, Arnold?
Oh, yeah, just fine. I have trouble with my knees. I got the bone rubbing against bone.
Yeah.
And when we have been able to build the cartilage back in my knees.
Yeah, there's an easy way to support and promote the structure and function of your knee cartilage. Who told you about this radio show, Arnold?
Cleveland.
Cleveland's all over the place today. All right, so tell how much do you weigh, Arnold?
I weigh 220 pounds.
All right. Do you have any pain? Is the knee painful or not so
Yes.
much? It is.
Uh-huh.
All right, so here's what I want you to tell Cleveland you need every month, and I want you to do this for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
You need 2 healthy bone and joint packs. 2 healthy bone and joint packs.
Mm-hmm.
1 bottle of glucogel at the 240 count. Glucogel, Glucogel, at the 240 count. And 4 bottles of selenium. 4 bottles of selenium. That's S like Sam, E-L like Larry, E-N like Nancy, I-U-M. 4 bottles of selenium, 1 bottle of glucogel at the 240 count, and 2 healthy bone and joint packs. I want you to do that every month for 3 months. And there's also 10 foods that you need to stop eating 100%. And Cleveland has that list. So we need to do 2 things, man. This is like Muhammad Ali's rope-a-dope. And then the 1-2 punch. Boom. You got to stop eating these foods, because when you eat these foods, they cause inflammation and trouble in your joints. You got to stop giving your joints trouble. And then you got to give your body the nutrients that it needs to optimize joint function. If we do 2 things at the same time, life is going to be good. You're going to notice a remarkable turnaround. So lean on Cleveland. He'll sell you the products at the wholesale price, and life is good, Arnold. Thank you so much for the call. I appreciate your trust. Hey, look who's back in town. It's Germany again. Our good friend Gottfried from Germany is back. Hey, Gottfried, welcome aboard. You are live.
Hey, Doc, how are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for the call. What's the latest?
The latest is we're able to find out this protocol in the Ministry of Health webpage, and we've downloaded that, and we're going to fill that about tomorrow or Saturday and send it up. And when that is approved, then we can find a gateway to start the bulk ordering and all sort of stuff. And we, cooperate with you to see how far you can help us.
Yeah, okay, very good. I'm excited.
Yeah. And secondly, we found out that there's no site on Longevity webpage that we can put our billing address to Germany. There's nothing about Germany.
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to corporate about that. There are reasons why there's only certain countries that Longevity is allowed to ship to right now. I don't know why Germany is not on that list, but I can find out for you. So give me a couple days to dial that in. And
wonderful.
I'll respond to that at the beginning of next week. We got a minute left, Gottfried. Anything else?
Okay. With the diabetic of one of my customers, he's on this Metaphone, and he said the blood sugar is not coming down. It's getting to 2 months now. Is this something to do with malabsorption or constipation? Because he's got constipation as well.
Well, so whenever a nutrition program doesn't work, the first thing to consider is he's not taking enough. The second thing to consider is he's not absorbing what he's taking. So the recommendation here would be 1 bottle of Sweeties per 100 pounds of body weight per month, 1 bottle of EFA Plus per 100 pounds of body weight per month, and complete elimination of the 10 bad foods. That, of course, on top of the Beyond Tangy and the Osteo. We're out of time, buddy. Stick around, folks. I'm back. 866-582-9933. That's the number to call to reach us live. 855-347-3696. That's the podcast number, or the number to call for info about the health or the wealth opportunity. Those numbers again, the live call-in number 866-582-9933, the podcast number 855-347-3696. Well, I couldn't deliver 10 penny today, but I got the next best thing. The Commander is in the house. Welcome back, Commander. How's it going today?
Hey, it's going good. We're out in the garden. And,
life is good. Yeah, we had quite a rainstorm yesterday, but now the sun's come out. Now, you and I are going to talk about blood sugar, but we have Gottfried hanging on from Germany. So we're going to go back to him real quick, and then you and I can follow it up. Welcome back, Gottfried. What else can I do for you?
Yeah, this guy is taking the normal thing, the 2 series twice a day.
Yeah.
But he's got a very horrible constipation. Is it a problem? Why?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing to consider, right, once we have the dosage dialed in, and once we have the appropriate dose for body weight, and that's happening every day, the next thing is to eliminate all 10 bad foods.
Yeah.
So no wheat, no pretzels, right? No barley, no rye, no oats, nothing.
None of that.
So you're telling me he's 100% compliant with the diet, Gottfried?
That's right.
Okay, and how long has he been doing the Sweeties?
2 a day. That is 4 times a day. 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening.
2 capsules twice a day?
That's right.
Yeah, well, that's the problem right there. How much does he weigh?
I think 62 kilo, which is
124 pounds,
Yeah, about 124 pounds. All right, so what would be better for him is to give him 8 Sweeties a day.
Okay.
All right, give him 4 in the morning, 4 at night. And, constipation's a funny thing. Constipation, the most common cause of constipation is not enough water. That's the most common cause. The next most common cause is not enough fiber. So anybody that has chronic constipation, chronic constipation. Here comes a sneeze. Chronic constipation. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you very much. chronic constipation, you can have him get a bottle of the Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest, which is Youngevity's,
Roto-Rooter.
Roto-Rooter. Thank you, Commander.
Welcome.
Have him take an ounce of the Herbal Rainforest twice a day for 2 weeks. An ounce of the Herbal Rainforest twice a day for 2 weeks. But one of my favorite fixes for constipation is drink a little more water. Drink 8 to 12 ounces more water every day, and eat an apple every day. 1 apple.
Okay.
Because the pectin that's in
the diabetic, isn't it? Because it's sweet.
Well, but an apple, that's not going to mess his blood sugars that much. 1 apple a day. If that's a problem, he can do a celery or a carrot, or he just needs to have some type of soluble fiber in his diet, plus water. But I'm telling you what, the Herbal Rainforest is going to go a long way towards straightening that situation out. But once he increases the sweeties from 4 a day to 8 a day, there should be a remarkable change in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, we, when I was diabetic, Dr. Glidden, carrots were my sweet snack. Even though they say they have a lot of sugar, they have the lowest glycemic load of any vegetable. So they very well absorbable with all the fiber, and it really takes care of business. So until the Herbal Rainforest comes in, just snack on some carrots.
Okay.
All right, Godfrey. Thanks so much for the call, and good luck with opening up the European Union. Wouldn't that be great through the gateway of Germany?
Man.
Gotta love it.
Ausgezeichnet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't know. That's right, Commander. You speak German. How about that?
Ein bisschen, mein Herr.
How long were you stationed there? I'm assuming you were.
Oh, I wasn't. I was stationed in high school with 2 years of German.
You got to love it.
We have a line out in Germany, Dr. Glidden, right now.
Say what?
Wiesbaden. I have a line out in Wiesbaden right now.
How are they getting stuff?
Danielle Earhart, Dwayne Earhart, they're doing fine.
Yeah, and they're able to order stuff and have relatives in the U.S. ship it to them. That's how they do it, right?
Well, they do it through the APO address, actually, because he's on base.
Oh, so you can get it if he's in the U.S. service. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? That's another twist that we didn't even think about.
Twist it up.
Twist it up. Here's the music, folks. We're up against the hard break. When we come back, the Commander and I are going to be talking all about acceptable suicide. What is going on? I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody. Today is the 13th day of June. I am Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. Yeah, it is. And we have with us today the one and the only Commander. Now, Commander, before we get into it, tell me a little bit, please, about what happened last week, because a week ago tomorrow you were in Jackson, Mississippi. Tell me what happened down there.
When I got off the plane, I was like amazed. It was a short flight from Chicago, and as I get off the plane and I'm walking into the airport, right away, people were trying to board the plane. There was like 12 people in wheelchairs, And I was like, oh, my goodness, our work is cut out for us. It's just amongst everybody in the world, and especially in Mississippi as far as the United States goes, because we know they're the most obese state in the country. And I was just going down there invited by Lorene Williamson to help be impactful for people that needed a good battle plan just to have a better life. It's, I think way back about 40 years ago, people used to spend about 30% of their income on their food. And then, as time went on, and as Doc Wallach talks, he talks about people that get sicker and sicker, and how the United States keeps falling farther down the line as far as mortality and cost of health care and that. It's all related. And people wanted to have, I guess, more luxury. So all these scientists and everybody come up with better ways to make your food taste better, salt, sugar, whatever, and how they combine it, make it artificial, and, make it a whole lot cheaper. But what really they didn't see the end product of this was everybody being so ill. And, I mean, that's what I was thinking about when I was thinking about that word acceptable suicide. You know, where's the trade-off?
Well, this is it. You know, people don't know what they don't know, and they've been duped by the pharmaceutical companies into thinking that the MD is the king and that you can't survive unless you have drugs, and then Monsanto comes along and big agribusiness and teaches people what to eat, and it's all the wrong stuff all the time. So when people eat all the wrong food all of the time and then they manage their symptoms with drugs, well, guess what? We go from the frying pan into the fire, but because everybody is sick all of the time, that becomes the new normal. Sickness and illness of health becomes the new normal. And it's unbelievable to me that this much pain and suffering can persist for as long as it does without anybody. You know, I mean, you and I and Dr. Wallach and every Longevity Nation, we're taking a stand, we're lifting our heads up, we're making a noise about it in the public square, but nobody else is. Because, you know, like the saying goes, like the fellow said, people rattle their chains to celebrate their freedom. Well, so it is with the status quo of our medical woes. I like that phrase, the status quo of our medical woes. So let's talk about after-meal glucose spikes. What's going on with after-meal sugar spikes? What's up with that?
Well, you know, you're just searching through the literature. There's a big issue about how after sugar spikes increase your chances of cardiovascular risk depending on how high it goes. It's very impactful. And they also talk about men that have the highest after-lunch blood sugars were more than twice as likely to have a cardiovascular event compared with those that had lowest level. Women, it was about 4.5%. So what Longevity did, I mean, and we've talked about phytates before, we talked about taking the selenium in between meals, and little did we know it, but we were attacking this issue as well because two of the cofactors for the selenium to be good are chromium and vanadium, which are very important in blood sugar metabolism. Am I right?
You are right. So, and you're telling me the chromium and the vanadium are in the Longevity's Ultimate Selenium.
Correct. They are. So I think that some people that have good results and over good results, you know, I mean, selenium is part of the Glidden pack. I mean, it's a staple.
That's right.
And if you take your 4 bottles and you're on a healthy blood sugar pack, you know, and you don't take the selenium as regular, or you start out in a good way and then you taper off, it may be because you're not taking your selenium. And Dr. Glidden nailed me one time. I said, man, I'm just feeling down in the dumps. She says, did you run out of selenium? I said, yeah. He said, there you go. And we know that depression and anxiety and bipolar and all those things are very dependent on optimal glucose metabolism. So, again, Doc Wallach driving the bus in a great way for us.
You got to love it. And you know the thing about that, Commander, is I've had personal experience with this also. You know, I've struggled with blood sugar issues when I was a kid, borderline type 2 diabetes, and then, you know, as an adult it gets better, it gets worse. I can remember sometimes when I was in med school falling asleep during lectures after lunch, and, you know, nobody put 2 and 2 together for me back then. But the thing about it is, I've even noticed in the last 3 months that when I'm not taking my sweeties regularly, or I'm not on top of the auto ship order and I run out and there's 2 or 3 days before my next shipment arrives, you know, and my body doesn't have the sweeties, my mood imperceptibly starts to darken and become foul. And it's, you know, don't want to get up, don't want to work, don't want to put the nose to the grindstone, so to speak, don't want to talk to people, become, you know, antisocial and irritable, and it's like, leave me alone for goodness sake. And it's all blood sugar. It's 100%. It's got nothing to do with social stress. It's got nothing to do with anything other than blood sugar, but it sneaks up on you, man. Like, you know, when the fog rolls in on little cat's feet. That's what they said in New England. That was an old New England phrase. The fog sneaks in on little cat's feet. Because one moment it's sunny, and 10 minutes later you're in a gigantic fog bank, and where the heck did that come from? Well, it's the same way with our moods. So stabilizing blood sugar is a big deal. So Gottfried, if you're still listening from Germany, another arrow in the quiver here to help optimize blood sugar levels would be Youngevity Selenium, which I recommend everybody take anyway, as the commander says, part of the Glidden pack, right? And the other thing is EFAs. EFAs go a long way towards helping the body to normalize and stabilize blood sugar levels. My people suffer for lack of knowledge, Commander. It's a big, bad voodoo daddy.
That was my first slide in Mississippi, is you don't know what you don't know.
Now, how many people showed up at last weekend's Youngevity event down there in Jackson?
I think there was about 40 or 50 people down there, but when they asked how many people were new, more than two-thirds of the people raised their hands, so it was very encouraging.
Yeah, very good. Now, you were down there with Steve Schultz and Sanjeev Javia?
With Coach Jeevers, yes, and Steve, absolutely. And I had a great time. I think we were impactful because I know one guy came up to me after the presentation as I was helping people out. He says, I don't want to lose my wife or my son. Can you help me? And I said, of course. You know, we're very supportive in the Youngevity family that way, too, because Doc Wallach called me that morning and gave me a little pep talk. He said, thanks for coming down. And I said, no problem. We met people on Thursday night. We met people on Friday. We had dinner with people on Friday. And Steve just blew it out of the water with the business presentation and helping people get financially healthy. And Jeevers brought the Healthy Body Challenge to a new level. I mean, he was all over it. It was just it was a very humbling time for me. And hopefully, you know, we're going to impact Mississippi in a great way. I know Lorene's on the big movement down there. And
well, like the fella said, once you've experienced the truth, you're in its velvet grasp forever. This is how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. We get one person, we drag one person or coax one person or bring one person into the light of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. They experience real-time pragmatic results. Yep. They can't shut up about it, so they're going to tell everybody in their family, everyone in their community, everyone in their church about it. And then one morning they wake up and they say, you know what, holy smokes, I could be getting paid for doing what I'm doing now for free just by joining Youngevity. And this is how we're going to change the world, through generating a grassroots coalition. So hopefully, if everybody on the ground there in Jackson, Mississippi does it right, the next time that you show up, the next time that I show up, the next time that Wallach shows up, the next time that Steve Schultz shows up, or Sanjeev Javia, there's going to be 80 people, and then there's going to be 200 people, and then there's going to be 400 people, and then it's going to grow like a weed. And this is how we do it. It worked pretty good for the church, don't you think? That whole grassroots movement started with 2 people. Look at it now. Yeah,
2 to 12 to 2,000, boom. You know, we know who was responsible for that. We're going back to Alabama in 2 months, Montgomery, or next month, actually.
You going to Montgomery, Alabama next month? Hey, that sounds great. Who do I hear in the background there, buddy?
Yeah, that would be the Fortified Strudel and Trinity saying, give the message, go with the battle plan. Because you know the Wellness Warriors have their own T-shirt now. And on the battle plan it says, eliminate 10 bad foods, 2, 90 for life, and number 3, spread the word. It's very simple. So simple to do that, and you know, the dogs love they love the plant-derived minerals in their water. They just do that, so we're grateful for that. So. Yeah,
that's one thing that we don't press enough, and that's one thing that we don't talk enough about in Youngevity. I know people with thoroughbred horses, you know, $10,000, $20,000 horses, that were having big-time lung problems that veterinarian medicine just couldn't fix. We set them up with the Bloomin' Minerals as part of their diet, and within 90 days, the lung problems are gone, the horses are better, they're the picture of health, the coat starts getting nice and shiny. Veterinarians can't believe it. Of course, they don't call us to ask us what we're up to because they've got their heads in the sand. The pharmaceutical industry has infiltrated them as well. So we've got it dialed in for you, folks. We've got stuff for your pets. We've got stuff for you. We've got stuff for everybody in your family. And like the commander says, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Take the 90 essential nutrients for health and spread the word. All you have to do is open your mouth, and we will pay you handsomely to do it. As Mike Randolph says, the company is breaking sales records every month and is creating multi-million-dollar revenue earners every year. New multi-million-dollar earners. Wouldn't you like to be a multi-million-dollar earner? I certainly would. And wouldn't it be better to do that by getting involved in a company that gets you wealthy by helping to get your community healthy? I mean, what's better than that? I can't think of anything better than that, Commander. And for goodness sake, that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. How many, we got a minute left here, buddy. How many members of the Wellness Warriors are there to date?
780.
Gotta love it.
780. And there's more, 2 or 3 every day. I mean, we are just planting it. So join the Wellness Warriors with a Z on Facebook. And join us on that mission. You know, there's a little more techno knowledge coming out of there. You know, my brain explodes. I couldn't take enough Smart FX and Renew IQ some days to just help out as many people that want it. And we love that. We'll help out as many as we can. You know, Doc Wallach says he helps 4 million people every day.
Commander's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a big round of applause. Thanks, Commander. Check him out. Wellness Warriors with a Z on Facebook. Mission before commission, ladies and gentlemen. Join us, and let's make a difference. See you next time, Commander. Thanks for stopping by.
Buddy.
Welcome back, folks. Sorry we couldn't have Dr. Tenpenny on. Emergencies are emergencies, and that's how it goes here in River City when you are a physician with a private practice. Can't say enough about Dr. Tenpenny. She's written numerous books. I think my favorite of her books is called Fowl, F-O-W-L. It busts the myths all around the bird flu. We're going to be talking about the bird flu tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the swine flu. We're going to be talking about the influenza vaccine and influenza specifically. So much to know. So very much to know. And you would think that your medical professional would be able to give you the straight skinny. You would think that the person that you pay to get access to, the person with the MD after their name, the person who you pay every month just for the privilege of seeing sometime in the future, and then when it comes down to it and you have to see them, you need to pay more money in the form of your deductible, right? Every health insurance company program has a deductible. So not only do you have to pay $500 a month, but then you've got to pay $1,500 out of your pocket just for the privilege of sitting at the feet of the great and powerful MD. You would think that these people would have your back. You would think that these people would be able to give you unfiltered, unbiased information, but they do not. They give anything but unbiased and unfiltered information. Quite frankly, the average medical doctor does not have time to keep up with all of the research, and the research that they do keep up with is the research that's fed to them by the pharmaceutical representative. The pharmaceutical industry pays $50,000 a year, gives $50,000 in free samples a year away to each medical doctor in the country. Every medical doctor in this country with a private practice, even those that work in hospitals, get around $50,000 a year of free stuff from the pharmaceutical industry. Now, you think the doctor's going to take time to read every article that's published on PubMed about a specific illness and bring themselves up to speed? There's not enough time in the day for them to do that. So what do? They take the easy way. They trust what the pharmaceutical rep has to say, but the pharmaceutical rep certainly isn't unbiased. The pharmaceutical rep is all about the sale. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. We're up against it. Fire your medical doctor. Do not trust what they say because their information is not objective. It is not in your best interest. If it was in your best interest, our health would be getting better, but it's not. Our health is getting worse. Leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States, MD-directed medical treatments. Leading cause of death in the United States, MD-directed medical treatments. And while we've let these knuckleheads drive the bus of medicine, everything's getting worse. Alzheimer's has skyrocketed. Autism has skyrocketed. Arthritis keeps going up and up. Blood pressure goes up and up, pun intended. We're going to hell in a handbasket for the simple reason that we have given our faith and our trust and our health care dollars to the people that don't know how to practice health care, the MDs, who aren't trained in health care. They're trained in disease management through the application of drugs and surgery. That's it. It's a one-trick pony. Well, it's a two-trick pony. Drugs and surgery, drugs and surgery, drugs and surgery, death. Drugs and surgery, drugs and surgery, drugs and surgery, death. And then you're bankrupt. And then, because the myth is so complete, your relatives are so grief-stricken that they start the 5K run for John Doe's Cancer Research Foundation. They raise tens of thousands of dollars and give it back to the people that killed you. Now, if that isn't a perfect storm, I do not know what is. Again, I can't say it enough. We rattle our chains to celebrate our freedom, and we rattle our prescription medication bottles and our insurance policies to celebrate our health. Where will the madness end? Well, this is where it ends, right here on this radio program every day. And on the website of the same name, fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Dr. Glidden. That's DrGlidden. Follow me on Twitter at Dr. Glidden. And sign up for my free newsletter today, because if you do, you're going to have access to the webinar tonight on how to be healthy in your skin, how to love the skin that you're in. We're busting myths tonight about sunscreen application and solar radiation exposure and eczema and psoriasis and tigers and bears. Oh my, check it out right now for free. FireYourMDNow.com. Sign up for my monthly newsletter and you are in. Looking forward to seeing you live tonight at 8 o'clock Central Time. Check it out. FireYourMDNow.com. Don't touch that dial, ladies and gentlemen. The second hour is coming up when we come back. Stick around.